All right, let's talk practice first tournament. My name is Greg. You're watching How to Play Paintball. So first and foremost, thank you to PunishersPB.com for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check them out. Anytime you buy something from them, make sure that you use the code WATCHLEARNWIN. It's all going to be one word, and you're going to be able to get some free stuff with your order. So this is something that I've been doing, actually personally, is having like kind of practice gear versus tournament gear. Ultimately, usually at a field for practice, it's not going to be as forgiving. Some people are really lucky and have fantastic fields that they can play at. Then there's others that are playing on very hard surfaces that are going to be not as forgiving for your gear. Then, once you go to the tournament, it's usually going to be a lot better conditions. Not always. We don't have to get into NXL Philly, but usually at a tournament, it's going to be a better environment and going to be something that the playing conditions are going to be better. And also, you want to make sure that you are as light and as agile as possible at the event. Also, make sure that you stay tuned till the end of the video so that way you know how to enter the contest. There's going to be 2 things I'm giving away. So something I've been doing lately is actually having different pairs of pants. Now I also do this with jerseys periodically, where I have some jerseys that I have sort of just to practice with, or undershirts that I don't really care about. I mean, that's something that isn't as important because ultimately an undershirt, no one really sees that. So especially with it being so hot in Florida, sometimes the jersey comes off. But yeah, I have, I think it's 2 jerseys that I can use. But then there's also a couple of shirts that I have that I can just throw on for that. Usually it's going to be an older jersey because I like to have it where at the event is where I'm using the new jerseys, just trying to make it where there's no, holes. It doesn't look beat up. It's going to look brand new. It's just going to look a lot more professional. But with pants, this is something that even if you're not diving a whole lot, like doing Superman dives and all of that, your knees are usually going to be something that when you're diving are pretty much always going to be hitting the ground. Maybe you're not doing like any full-on body dives where you're doing like a Superman, like I said, or doing something completely on your side, but you are going to be diving and sliding on your knees. Like I'd mentioned, sometimes the local fields that you're at aren't as forgiving of surfaces, so it's going to be a little bit more wear on that equipment. So what I've been doing is actually using 2 different pairs of pants. I have a pair of pants for tournaments, and then I have my pants for practice. Now, I'm going to talk about both of those and then also talk about some other options. I understand paintball can be expensive. This is not something I'm saying everyone needs to go out and buy 2 pairs of pants, but having something like this where at a practice it's okay if the stuff looks a little bit beat up because you already have a pair of like tournament pants or whatever, it's just going to look better on the field. It's going to look more professional, which could in turn actually help out with some sponsors, just making sure that everyone is happy with how things are looking. So the pants that I use for practice are the Supremes. Now, these are definitely going to be heavier than the Flies that I use. They're not super heavy, but the thing that's different with them is how thick and durable these knees are. So this is something that these were made just to be bulletproof. They have good venting on the back, and they're going to be able to get the job done. But these are pants that I can go, even if I was going to go play like a scenario event, something like that, maybe I would use these just because, like I got invited to go play the ICC. This was a little bit ago now, but these could have been a good option because of you're playing in the woods, and then you're also playing on the hyperball fields and all of that. So having those harder conditions, having something more durable like this might actually be better. And then also you're protecting your knees a little bit more. There's a little bit more padding in the knee. So all of that is going to help you out. So again, those really unforgiving surfaces are going to not be an issue when you have pants like this. My Flies, on the other hand, these are just light. They're meant to just be kind of like a jogger cut. They're super light. They're made to just be enough material that you're going to be able to, it's still going to perform. Like I haven't had issues with the knees ripping or anything like that, but there isn't all the extra padding on there because it's just meant to be an extremely light pair of pants. So this is what I use at tournaments. So that way, one, I'm gonna be lighter. It's gonna breathe really, really well. So also I'm gonna be able to maybe run a little bit faster, because if I'm used to running with something heavier, then I'm gonna be able to have that less weight at the event. So that could be something, kind of like for people that are baseball players, when you do practice swings and you have the weight on the bat, just helps with that kind of stuff too. So that's the same idea with using different pants for tournaments. So let's say though that you're in that kind of a situation that, you know, you're not playing national events, or the field that you play at is where your tournaments are at. That's when you're going to want to look at what the conditions are and figure out from there. If they're very difficult conditions, I would go with the little bit heavier pants, just because you're going to be able to get more of a longer use out of them, rather than something where they're real light. Now, if money isn't an object and you're okay with a little bit shorter of a lifespan, then using something like the Flies is going to be better. Again, I had the Flies last year because we've been a Bunker King team for a couple years now, Virtue team for a long time, but it's under the same umbrella, and I've used them, and I don't think I've ever had a rip in the knee for the Flies. So it's something that I know is going to last, and I could go and just use those, but I flip between them now, so that way I have my tournament set looking a little bit better once I actually get out to the events. But yeah, if your local field is something that, like PB Fit, fantastic field. It's kind of jealous of the guys at AC Dallas and AC Diesel that PB Fit is their local field. We actually just got picked up by Hydra, so great knee pads, by the way. It's definitely something you should invest in. But yeah, we go out there and we've practiced there twice now, and then we had the Astra event, and the field there is perfect. Like it's great turf, anything like that. If that was my home field, I don't know if it'd be really necessary to have two pairs of pants if money was going to be an issue. And I do understand, man, I'd rather spend more money on paint. I agree with you. You should spend more money on paint than worry about your gear. But when you're making these decisions, okay, maybe you're playing at a field that doesn't have good turf, or is, patches of grass with clay, like stuff like that, you're going to want to use something a little bit thicker and more durable, in the sense that it's going to be able to take that abuse, like the Supremes. But if you're traveling, what you could do is have two pairs of pants, like I had said, and have your practice set and then your tournament set. So like I said, I do the same thing with jerseys. So like my practice jersey is just my How to Play Paintball ML Kings kind of collaboration that Ruthless had done, and I'll go out and use that. But then there's other times that I have used my old event jerseys, because I wait for the event to use the new ones. The same can go for padding as well. Kind of shameless plug, I guess. So Bunker King does have different pads. If you want to go with their Supreme or Royal Guard, those elbow pads and the knee pads are going to be definitely thicker, so they're going to be a lot more durable. I would highly recommend the Hydra knee pads, regardless of whatever it is that you're playing, just because they are worth the money and they don't fall, all of that. But also, maybe you want to go super light. I've used them before with the BK Fly. So the Fly Hex, those elbow pads and knee pads and slider shorts are meant to just be just enough padding. Again, usually it's better conditions at an event, so you don't need to have real thick pads to protect your knees and elbows and hips, but you still get a little bit of the padding, so that way you can still go and play hard, but it's not going to be as heavy. So the last option, I know a lot of people like them, are joggers, and I kind of feel like this would go back to look at your field that you usually play at. I feel like joggers can be a good option for if it's just super hot, like maybe you even have kind of like a summer pair. Like here in Florida, it's been getting just dumb hot with everything. So having real light pants, I sweat a lot regardless, so it's not going to make a difference. But joggers can also be a great option at tournaments. They're just meant to be light. There's no padding. It's just meant to be flexible, stretchy, and that's that. And that actually leads into our giveaway. So let's see. So Ruthless and Virtue were nice enough to provide their joggers. So Ruthless has their legacy joggers. These ones, again, like I said, they're just meant to be super light, just get the job done, and just help you with performing your best on the field. And then the other ones are the Virtue. So the Virtue ones with the zippers. So these I think are going to be a little bit more waterproof. Both of these joggers have the pod swab holder, so you're able to do, you know, I'm sorry, put your pods in there, pods, your barrel swab in there. And then also with both of them, they just have the drawstring and then just like a regular kind of elastic waist. So again, these are just meant to be super light, get the job done. If all you can do is afford one or the other, definitely go with comfort. Whatever it is that's going to be more comfortable. But if you do have the money, having 2 sets is going to be of a benefit to you. All right, so how is it that you're going to be able to enter to win either of these? Now, the Virtue ones are a size medium, and the Ruthless ones are a size large. So the way you're going to enter, so first and foremost, make sure you like and or subscribe to the channel. You need to, of course, do that. There's a lot of people that watch and just aren't subscribed. Make sure you just click subscribe. What are you doing? So make sure you do that. And then what I want you to do is put a comment down below. What is your preference? Do you agree or disagree with having like a practice set and a tournament set? Or do you like to just go as light as possible no matter what? Tell me why in the comments down below, and make sure that you send an email, and I'll put the email down here, of your screen name, so that way I can get a hold of you if you do win. And around here somewhere I'll put when I'm gonna actually do the contact for the giveaway. So this way I can email you, get your address. You don't have to send it to me until then. But the other thing I did want to mention, and I apologize to my international viewers, I know I have you out there, but if you do enter and you do win, I will need you to cover the shipping. But anyone domestic, I'll ship it out for free. So 2 weeks in a row with giveaways. Why are you not subscribed if you're not subscribed? So make sure you do that. And thank you again to PunishersPB.com for sponsoring this video. Thank you again for everyone who supported since day one, or even if today is your first day. So I'll see you in the next one. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.